What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFSU University. My name is Tam, and I'm joined with
James.
And Michael.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UFS topics, as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. We're on a deadline. I have to go see Aladdin tonight. Somebody's got to get to a tournament, and so we're going to breeze through our UFS weeks very quickly. I've made 1,000 decks. I think I've got 4 or 5 decks made right now, sitting on that shelf over there.
This week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But they're not really yours?
No.
They're for the channel, yeah?
For the channel.
Yeah. Hey, good on you. Where can you find that? Those.
On our
What's
YouTube
coming
channel.
out?
This week will be, or I guess this week was the Siegfried deck, the base deck, along with Killick and Mitsurugi. Next week should be, as time recording. This week, I guess, as time recording for this, should be. I'm moving up Nightmare because I'm not done with the Aswell deck as much yet.
Okay.
Nightmare is going to be on Tuesday instead of Thursday. Aswell is going to be on Thursday instead of Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because Siegfried came out last week, I think Siegfried comes. Mike, can you see it? What's this week? Can you see it?
I cannot read that.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can look at it.
It's whatever Wednesday is, right under Killick.
Wednesday is Siegfried and Taki.
So Fiddy and Taki is this week. Yep.
Sofidi and Taki.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what this Wednesday is going to be.
Red. Michael?
Yeah. I'm working on perfecting Tornaloose. Yeah.
What symbol you playing?
I'm playing him under air.
Any cheeky stuff you want to share?
You don't have to share. If you want to hide your tech.
Hide my tech. No. I don't know. Fog Blanket's gross. You people should try Fog Blanket.
Fog Blanket is really red.
The deck's really cool.
The deck is super, super neat, and it's different. It's way different than anything I would have built with him. That's for damn sure. But I have, personally, I've remade Scorpion, I've remade Plant Man, I've remade Death Spike that just tries to get you. And
I've remade your remake of Death Spike.
My remake of Death Spike and added How You Like the Mapples, even though the card's going to rotate, and so I didn't play it.
Hey, maybe the card won't rotate. Who knows?
It will.
It probably will.
Yep, 100%.
But, you know, it's really cool and fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So that we're going to just jump into topic 1, and that is Jasco core sets. Are you familiar with Magic?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Magic?
Well, yes.
I'm also about this much familiar with Magic. But there was talk in the Discord about Platinum and how to do Platinum right. And the question I have is, if there was a Jasco core set of, hey, these are reprints that need to happen, what would that look like? What should that look like? How do you best do that? And then, so what are some examples of like the best reprintable cards? The reason I'm bringing this up is if you go to your independent sellers, whether it be Legend of Games or Rochester CCG or on TCG Player, like us, TCG Player, TCG University gives them to give the hookups. What cards would you want to see reprinted?
So I don't know about what cards I would want to see reprinted.
If it even needs to happen at all.
I think there should be reprints of some cards, but like the way they reprint Revoke about 12 times. But like I think the best set to do it in is Red Horizon.
Okay.
Like Red Horizon is like the biggest sets they've ever made. Like continuously. Like there's 82 cards in the Red Horizon set.
That's a lot.
I can look it up.
Yeah, I think it's 182. Yep. But
in the third set?
In Blood Omen, yeah. There's like 182 cards. And half of them are like the half end of the back set are either new cards for supporting characters that don't have a lot of support, or they're brand new cards. Or not, they're brand new cards for supporting characters that don't have a lot of support, or they're reprints of older cards.
164 is what I'm showing.
Okay. That's fine with me.
164. Yep.
Like there's a lot of just like core support for like things. Like this set had a lot of decent support for everything in the game at the time.
The set being Blood Omen?
Yeah.
And so you're saying that
it's easier to put out than like a core set of like Street Fighter, Mega Man, because they don't need a license for that. This is all in-house.
What do you think? Do you think there should be major reprints?
I haven't been playing like super long, so it's like
some would say not long at all.
All of us would say not long at all.
So it's kind of rough to like know like what is like a staple for like a symbol.
That's fair.
But I do think that not that it's like healthy, but it's kind of like needed for some symbols for like cards to get reprinted. Like if you like could play Oath, you can't play Oath anymore.
Yeah, totally. And I don't even know how you make that card again. How do you make that card with a card art? Because Ophidiophobia means the fear of snakes, right?
Well, like you don't have to like reprint like the name and the card all together. It could just be you took the effect and then plastered it, put a new name on it.
Well, here's the thing though.
Because like the joke was like this was back when Shane like was still working for Jasco. They were gonna jokingly reprint Caught Red Hand. That was the joke.
Totally.
And they did. They put a cat in the middle of space, and that was gonna be their entire reprint. Was they plastered a cat on top of space, and that was gonna be reprint for Caught Red Handed.
Yeah.
Like it's just the.
But that didn't change the name though.
It didn't, because so the issue becomes. You need something to match it. Ophidiophobia is a very hard name to just like match.
Yeah.
Caught Red Hand is just kind of a name.
Well,
And I guess Ophidiophobia is just also kind of name. So like if they want to, they could do whatever they want. Like we're always probably going to call it fear snakes. It's snakes or oaf.
I mean, you could have like Maxi on it because Maxi's got snake shot or black snake kick or
so
whatever.
here's the thing though. Like if it's a Red Horizon set, it can't be Maxi.
Oh,
Because Red Horizon is all their in-house. So.
Because if they ever lose the license to I'm
just going to the
Soul
best
Calibur,
card to
they
example.
lose it.
The best card to example of reprinting a card.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree.
Throw it down.
Throw it down. This
This is a King of Fighters card.
Yeah, this has
From the first set of
supposed to be
King
Terry
of
Bogard, from the King of Fighters set. If you look up, or maybe Tyler will throw it in, the Throw It Down card
Last set.
from last set. It's Throw It Down exclamation point. The original card art was him playing basketball. Yeah,
Him
Cool.
dunking.
yeah, I'll find it. It's interesting, and this is what I think they should do. But then you get to the point where, so Throw It Down is a great name.
Yeah.
But Wall of Goro should have been reprinted, and you can only print that with two characters that have ever
It's
existed
like
in
the
the game.
issue is like the names have to have some type of meaning, or you just do something that just completely ignores it. Or in like the case of like some things, the reason they can't do it for every card is just like Yamaburai 108 Shiki Wamburai is a very good card that Chaos needed and still needs today.
Totally.
But the issue is that's the name of an attack.
Uh-huh.
That is an actual copyrighted name for that franchise. So they can't just copy that name and put it on something else.
Yeah, 100%.
Throw It Down doesn't belong to anything. It's a made up name for a card. They can just copy it. But they just can't copy other things.
well, I mean, like you could do like
Well, is it the set? I think
it has to be 4.
Yeah, you're right.
you could do
it is.
something like a little bit like what Magic.
Why didn't you just
does,
type on Throw It Down?
And they'll like make a card with like the same effect, and they'll just have a different name.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I was thinking. It's
and,
just like
you just like they change it up like ever so slightly.
So the thing is like we already have that just a smidge.
in the set.
We already have that just a smidge with, if you look at, and this is a bit dated for you, there was a Kyo card, not a Kyo card, a Maxima card that said enhance, commit, if this attack's not blocked, your next attacks get +1 for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
And then there was a Zangief card that said the exact same thing.
Yep.
And there was a while where you could actually just run both of those cards in your deck. And they had different names, which means that you're allowed to play 8 copies of a card, which is like not like that. That's game breaking. Like let's say
it
that
was super good. It was a good card.
Yeah, if it was a good card. Yeah. Oh, so Ophidiophobia exists and Ophidiophobia 2 exists, right?
Like,
so I get 8 copies of Perfect Blocks.
So then we come into the thing of then this should only be reprinted after the set rotates.
Okay.
So like they should have made it like obviously they made an Ophidiophobia like Kieran Soul is the Ophidiophobia for that set. Like if they wanted to make it under air, they could have just or under all 3 of the same symbols somehow put in all 3 of the same symbols.
So I guess
With
then
this set because it rotates with this set.
I guess then at that point, like what we could do in order to make this happen is make the names a bit more generic. And so like Ophidiophobia could exist as long as we have a good picture of. So like maybe you ready? The picture that we get is Natali over top of Reese, and inside of his mind giving him a nightmare with serpents around him. Ophidiophobia. Like we
or just like
because
all Zoe's cards are based around her traveling.
Yeah.
She just finds a snake on the road and just gets freaked out.
And she's afraid. Yeah, like
Just easy like in-house. We're gonna make this shit up shit.
yeah. I have to make artwork, and so but then at that point we have to make artwork in order to make sure the game plays fine. Like
it's one of the things I talked about is like I think we every 3 to 4 sets we should just have a Red Horizon set. Like that should be our core set.
yeah, I
Like once a year we get one of these sets and it's a bigger set that just fills in gaps
Yeah.
of what symbols needed, what the game needs currently.
That sounds cool.
I totally agree, and it gives like some real lore to the
game itself.
The game, and so like we could have. If we have a lore master existing for Red Horizon, these core sets could be like, hey, this is what happened in this year in the story. Like this is the story.
Like supposedly we're getting a comic soon.
Yeah,
They've said that for the last 4 years, but hopefully.
I mean, but this like you don't necessarily need a comic if you have the game, and inside the game tells a story. Like
Well, inside the game tells a story. If you pay attention to some of the pictures and what goes on, it tells a small story.
Yeah.
Like they're like pieces.
Yeah.
There's nothing that like super connects them.
I think that'd be a really fun episode.
Like
A
finding all
fun
the
fun
pieces.
series of like,
Do like the
hey, what's the timeline of Red Horizon?
what is it? It's
Already
is it like the D Boys thing? What is it? It's the
Tour guide
tour guide. Yeah, that's what it is.
or Word Digrapher from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, those videos.
Or Hidden Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. Or Hidden Arsenal
All
sick.
of Hidden Arsenal like tells a story
Ooh.
of how like evil swarms like try to take over the world.
Yeah, and they had
Solid.
to like awaken the Dragon's Eye barrier and whatnot.
And then they get corrupted. And then Sophia kills everyone.
Yeah. So I think core sets are needed.
You had a storyline. I've watched like almost every season. I haven't seen a storyline.
So like the question I have then are like, what are some of the cards that you believe should be a staple? I guess this is a conversation here, but anything you want to add?
Yeah.
I'll add one for Michael.
Okay.
Dust in the Wind.
Dust in the Wind.
Yeah, Dust in the Wind's cool.
I think
I
Dust.
also agree with Dust in the Wind.
I think Dust in the Wind totally should be there, especially on the symbols it has. I mean, we have the obvious ones of Revoke, Templar out of your league. I think Stop needs to exist in the game. I think Bang needs to exist in the game.
That's what I was
Currently,
about to
yeah.
say.
Like Bang has to exist. If like either that or like get rid of Bang forever, we'd totally be okay with that too.
No,
Man,
no.
it's really
Like,
it's,
really?
it's a
I'm
real
an air
50.
player. Come on.
I hear you.
It's a real 50-50 for me because like sometimes it's just like, man, Bang sucks. Getting banged is like the worst thing in the world, and then you play like a low tier character and it's like, Bang's the only way I win games.
Yeah,
I live one more turn and get to do my cool combo.
Man, it should have said like your turn or opponent's turn. Like it should we should figure out which one was better or which one's worse and put that on it.
Neither of them are worse. Both of them are really good.
Yeah, like as annoying as it is, I think like good action cards definitely should like be counted as staples.
Start taking this
Yeah.
and going through
So
these.
like the other thing is like overly dramatic should exist in every like as a reprint.
just a
100%.
hard negate. Yeah.
Yeah, a hard negate should exist. I think emergency rations should exist. I think that manifestation should exist. I think that like there's a bunch of these. Oh well, I have to throw this into the game. Like this. Here's my obvious ones. Design for combat balance fighter. Those cards could.
I think
be-
design for combat should. I don't know about balance.
Yeah, yeah,
Like balance fire's effect, yes. The static, no.
yeah.
The static is not good for the game.
What are you talking about?
Static is not good for the
Discard
game.
draw? You don't think this? If it's
On
discard,
discard draw, no. For the same reason people complain about Artifice Avarice. Like it just like it's a cool effect, but like it just doesn't need to be there.
I mean, I definitely think Balance Fighter's better than Artifice Avarice.
Well, yeah. Duh.
I'm an order player, so like
Yeah, you are exclusively. But yeah, there's plenty of cards that existed even like
this card I think should have a reprint.
killing dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Say it out loud because this is an audio medium.
Killing dinosaurs are commit after the block step of your attack, it gets 2 damage.
You know that's got pseudo reprinted, yeah?
Pseudo.
You don't like it?
No.
You don't like the pseudo reprint?
Nah.
No? It's like called like Dragon's Tales, a 1/5 2 or 3 high block that says.
Oh, that's the one that gains life, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I actually like that one.
Because
it says gain life.
After your card,
The only reason.
after your card is partially blocked, it gets +3 damage and you gain a life. So it essentially does 2 extra damage.
So, but like the reason it matters is it does the same thing killing dinosaurs does, but killing dinosaurs you could do on a non-block. So like if they chose not to block, just
Bop them more, or on a throw.
like
So
they're not forced to partially block. So like if somebody fully commits, it just doesn't do anything.
how do you
Even
think
for a
superior
throw.
technique could be in this core set?
Man, no. For superior technique, as much as I want that card to exist in the game because I think it's a cool card,
It's very cool.
That actually, in my opinion, is really fair in this format. Is
It's,
very bad.
2/4
Specifically because of
non-block.
what they just did with this last format.
2/4 non-block that says enhance or form, discard a weapon from your card pool, draw 2 cards, discard this card.
So it replaces itself. It'd be like
kick the weapon, draw 2, kick the thing. It'd be like
what your action does, but you draw 2 cards afterwards.
but only if you play weapons.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Response.
The other ability is why I think it should be in the game.
Response. After your opponent plays an ability on their character, add a card from your discard pile to your hand.
I think
a pretty good card.
It's a really good
so. Like
card.
the first part is the reason the card should not be in the game right now, because they just printed an entire set with weapon on
Yeah.
it, and it'd be nuts. The second part I think is perfectly fine in the game.
Yeah. Especially in
pick
like
up one card.
the air symbol. Be like,
Pick up bang.
I'll pick a bang.
Like it's not as bad as it sounds. Like
So-
picking up one thing.
I
is
mean,
not-
I'm down with that second effect. This
It al-
seems dirty.
It also has void on it, and so like here's some cheeky things that you can do because of the way that our game works, and there's no chaining. Your opponent plays an enhance on their character. I'll respond with superior technique and pick up revoke, and then I'll cancel the.
I think this
ability.
card should have existed again.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Pulled the Mojogen.
pull the Mojogen
E
is
once per
fantastic.
turn. Look at the top card of your deck. Pretty good card.
Mhm.
Has no block. So and then Desperation R. Remove after your opponent plays an attack, not as a block. Add it to their hand.
See, here's the issue: is like Mojogen is a proper noun. It's a place, and so
Yeah.
you can't reprint this card.
Yep. They have to-
Because
they
in
have to
legacy
do-
tournaments, whenever Jasco Eternal happens at the next Worlds, we're holding it to it. Jasco, I want to see it. I'm gonna play 8 of this in Vega and kill everybody.
I'm just saying, like this card needed a reprint.
Yeah.
Like it just did.
Yeah, I think Jasco core sets need to happen, honestly, and I think they need to be not a platinum set. I think it needs to
Be like a Red Horizon set.
its
is what I
own
think.
set with a brand new watermark. I think that you
Like-
just do that
Like I think Platinum should have been a set.
by
think it
itself.
should have counted,
They
yeah.
should have just like
They
recycled it.
rotated the one thing and then
Do you think maybe for legal reasons they couldn't?
no. I think they needed something to hold us over till Bebop, in my opinion, and that was just something to do it.
Okay.
I think Platinum was really frustrating for like a newer player like me because like I'm looking through Platinum, I'm like, oh, this card's cool. Wait, is it legal? No.
It was Heaven Sent when it first came out.
Oh, I bet it was awesome.
Yeah, because
So-
Skull Barrier was a $60 card, and I think you had 1.
We had 3.
Yeah, you had 3, and we didn't have any more because it was an ultra rare in a set that was no longer being printed. And yes,
So Mega
And-
Man didn't sell out, but sold a lot, and then there was very few left. And then for whatever reason, they short printed Darkstalkers, and like it sold out, and no one saw it ever again.
yeah,
Like I mean, like you couldn't get it from Jasco. No one had it distributors. Just gone off the map.
and there was like a I don't know how long the hiatus is. So my historians tell me there was like at least a couple year hiatus between the last King of Fighters set and the first like Mega Man set. There was a amount of time that was significant, and so like
I can
as a
actually
new
s-
player coming in during like the first pre-release that I ever played in was the World of Endines. It was impossible. I could not get a playset of any of the King of Fighters cards, and so Venomous was a card that used to be called Caught Red-Handed. That instead of destroy, it was flip, and it had a 3 high block.
That was like
way
a
better.
$5 card.
Yeah,
Uncommon.
it was a $5 uncommon, and they didn't exist.
let's see
I
here.
never owned a set.
Quick.
And so,
So 2014 was the year that they released the Mega Man set.
and so whenever I came in to play the game and I played against anybody who was playing Life, Void, or Water, they had Caught Red-Handed, and I didn't. And it was so good
And then
that it'd
King
be
of
like
Fighters. Oh no. Okay, so the set. What we're thinking about is Endines into Mega Man, because King of Fighters came out in 2013, the last set for King of Fighters, and then Mega Man came out in 2014.
well, then something happened where you just could not find King of Fighters sets, and so it'd be like
Oh, that's because Neomax was short print as well,
if I'm allowed to play.
and Neomax is where all the good cards come.
It'd be like if I'm allowed to play Revoke and you just couldn't find any.
But I'm
And we're playing the same
symbols,
deck.
so that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're playing the exact same deck.
Deck's just
I have
better.
Revoke, you don't. My deck's just
So
deck's
this
just
card at one point was like a $35, $40 card. That if you played it, you played 4 of it,
better.
and no one can find it.
Yeah.
Here was here. We'll go down to the most expensive card. We'll go down to the most expensive card in the game until like most recently. Where is it? Hey, we found it. This was our fucking god.
This is Trinity Geyser for my audio listeners because
Yeah,
James loves to
sorry.
use the
I'm
word
bad.
this
I'm
and
bad
that.
at. I'm bad at like we eventually we'll
Podcasting.
figure it
I'm
out.
bad at
Ultra?
podcasting.
Yeah, it was a $70 card, and no one had it. Like you
Wow.
paid $70 to get it if somebody had one and was willing to get rid of it because you would never
Just
see
for
it again.
collection purposes.
Just because you'd never see it again.
I mean, it's a pretty rad card.
It is a very rad
If
card.
anybody's willing to sell cheap, I want 4.
We still don't have them. So with that, we're going to bring the first topic to a close. We'd love to hear your opinions on Jasco core sets. Should they exist? Should that be how Jasco does reprints? Should it just not exist?
Should just be Blood Omen again.
Just reprint Blood Omen exactly. Text as it is, and then nobody will buy it. Good job, James.
Don't errata text for this time.
Get that out of here. So with that, we're going to move on to topic 2.